Did you know that April is historically one of the biggest months for real estate closed sales in Tucson, Arizona? Was that true for 2025? Stick around to find out. It's time for another monthly real estate market update brought to you by Jeff L. with L Group Real Estate. Sorting through the noise and simplifying the data, because when it comes to Tucson real estate, the numbers tell a story. Let's break down the latest market trends so you can make an informed decision about buying or selling in 2025. Before we jump into our local numbers, let's take a look at the national level and the outside factors impacting our market. On the inflation front, the Consumer Price Index, or CPI report for April, year over year came back at 2.3%, slightly lower than the 2.4% we saw in March. Core inflation for April, which removes food and energy, remained at 2.8%. As expected, the Fed did not make any change to the federal funds rate when they met in early May. Experts don't believe we've seen the true impact of trade policies on inflation, so it'll be interesting to watch the numbers over the next 2 to 3 months. The Fed meets again in the middle of June, and we anticipate the pause in rate adjustments to continue at that meeting. Speaking of rates, mortgage rates increased to just over 7% this week due to Moody's downgrading the U.S. credit rating. Yes, that's right, Lady Liberty and Uncle Sam are not immune from paying more to borrow money if they don't follow a budget and spend responsibly. All right, now that I've increased your blood pressure, let's get into the local level. So, was April the strongest month for Tucson home sales in 2025? So far, yes, but just barely. In March, we had 1,245 closed sales, and in April, we had 1,259. Last April, we had 1,298 closed sales. So this year, we had 39 less sales for the month. On the inventory side, 2,117 new listings were added to the market, 321 more than we added last April. This continues to be a trend for 25, which is causing inventory to increase. At the end of April, we had around 4,771 properties available, almost 1,500 more than the same period last year. So for those math and econ majors out there, you already know what I'm going to say. Lower sales and higher inventory has increased our month supply of inventory to 3.79 months. We were at 2.54 months last April. So for those of us who weren't math or econ majors, let's break this down a little more. An increase in supply and a slight decrease in demand puts downward pressure on prices. Last year, April had the highest average sales price for the year at around $463,000. This year, the average sales price has been relatively flat for most of the year, and April had an average sales price of $454,000. This appears to be a softening in the market, with a trend toward a buyer's market from a seller's market. I said it last month, and I think it bears repeating given the numbers. If you are a seller, it doesn't make sense to overprice your home to allow room for negotiation. We are now at almost 4 months of inventory. That means if no other homes were added to the market, it would take 4 months to get through the current inventory of active properties. And since we know more houses are being added daily, sellers need to make their home stand out if they want it to sell. That means through price and condition. As always, we are here to discuss your individual scenario to determine what could be the best move for you. At L Group Real Estate, we help busy people buy and sell real estate. Easier, simpler, better.